morning, and welcome to A Little Bit of Makeup and a Whole Lot of Jesus, where we're going to be spending about the next 45 minutes together, putting on our makeup, learning a Bible verse, and just enjoying some time with Jesus this morning. So we're going to work on some beauty on the outside and some beauty on the inside. We are going to, let's start out with the foundation verse for our podcast. So let me get that over here to you. All right. Our foundation verse for this podcast is Psalm 119, verse 11. I have hidden your word in my heart that I might not sin against you. And that is kind of the core of what we believe around here. So little confession. So I've been working on a project for you, working with a mentor, and it's just about ready. I seriously think today, tomorrow, I'm going to have something for you. So rather than worry about what my schedule is for working on the podcast, I want to give you the best possibility and set you up the best way for success for memorizing the book of James, for hiding that word in your heart. So we are going to continue to work this week on the verse that we worked on last week. Couple of reasons in there, but one is I just want to make sure we don't get too far into this and then we're behind and we can't catch up. So we're going to be working on the same. So for some of you, I just heard a whew. For others of you, you have been diligent. You've been working on this. You got this. You know what? Just get it that much better. So we're going to be continuing to work on the verses that we worked on last week. So that is going to be, let me get... Okay, over to this one here. So last week we worked on, well, let's just go back to the first one. So the very first week we worked on James 1:1. Let's see, I don't have it over here. So James, a slave of God and James, a slave of God and the Master Jesus. There you go. Writing to the 12 tribes scattered among the nations. Hello. So that was the first week that we had. Then we had after that we did James 1-4. Consider it a sheer gift, friends, when tests and challenges come at you from all sides. You know that under pressure your faith is tested into the open and it shows its true colors. So don't get out of anything prematurely. Let it do its work in you and become nature and well developed, not deficient in any way. And so that was James 2-4. Oh, let me get you to the second part of that verse over there. Okay, there's the second part of that. Sure, read it along with me. All right, and so then last week and this week, we're going to be working on the second section of that, which is James 1:5-8. And seriously, I can't wait to show you what I've been working on because it is going to so help with all this scripture memory and just kind of open your mind to ways to help embed the word of God in your heart. So we're going to read that together. This one's in two parts too. So I'm going to do my best to get that straight up for you. So here we go. We're going to be working on James 1:5-8. If you don't know what you're doing, pray to the Father. He loves to help. You'll get his help and won't be condescended to when you ask for it. Ask boldly, believingly, without a second thought. People who worry, their prayers are like, and I believe now I switch over to the next one. There we go. They're like wind-whipped waves. Don't think you're going to get anything from the master that way. Adrift at sea, keeping all your options open. James 1:5-8. So let me get that up there. We're going to get that rolling across your screen there. And this week, I want you to work on that. I'm going to be better this week. We're going to have a little more social media interaction to, just kind of show you different ways that you can use that scripture to get that memorized. Because I know this is the first time for me to memorize an entire book. And I've already started out a little bit on the end. So we're just going to pick up, dust ourselves off, press on. Let's work on this together. The point is, at the other side of this, we have the word memorized, not so much the fashion and timeliness in which you did it. So again, we're just going to work on that same verses next week. Look forward to an announcement today, tomorrow. It's going to be super fun for you. And I hope you love it as much as I enjoyed making it for you. So we are going to jump into what we're going to be working on today. So today's look is called, let me see. Today, where we go? The Warrior 3. So I was on the Juvia's Place website this past week. They've got some palettes on there that we don't have in my store. And so, unfortunately, she was having a sale. And so I picked up this bad boy right here, the Warrior 3. Let me show you what is inside of here. And as you can see, I really should have done an unboxing because I haven't even used the palette yet. So today we are going to have some fun. We're going to use a little bit of the nudes. That's just going to be up on the brow bone. And then it is going to be all about the Warrior 3. So I hear some of you chatting away already, and I don't have that screen open. I'm so sorry. So yes, lots of good mornings already. Good morning to you. Yes. Yeah, I don't have the mohawk up today. She just kind of, Delilah's hanging down sideways. We got some humidity going on down here, and I decided not to fight it this morning. So we just have a little bit of a down look for right now. But no worries, I'll probably have her up for the photo. So anyways, just be ready for that. So we are going to start out, as always, with the Urban Decay All-Nighter Primer. This is a fantastic kind of foundation for your foundation. So we are literally just, well, let me first, let's just get a clip and get that stuff out the way. So again, Urban Decay All-Nighter Primer. And this is going to be literally one pump. That's all that you need for this. We're going to work it between our two fingers. And then we're going to catch all those spots where we have even a little bit of oil happening, and you just need to make sure that your makeup's not going to slide. Maybe you've got some wrinkles, some uneven skin surface there. You're just going to smooth this out. Now, one of my secret tips, use that around the edge of your lips as well, and that is going to help you not have feathering in or out on your lips, and it will just help its liner and your lipstick to do their part more effectively. And we want to make sure we don't leave any of that in our brows. All right. So now we're going to move to our concealer. This is the Bye Bye Under Eye. This is in the shade 11. I think it's light nude. Yes, light nude. So we want this to be about 2 shades lighter than your foundation because we want it to kind of lift and elevate the area just a little bit. And we are just going to use a small little ribbon of that right there. And we are going to put that any place that we want something to be a different color than what it is. So under the eye for me, right here for the redness, going to do down the nose for the redness, and then I'll blend this out onto my cheeks here. So this does perform better when you let it warm up to your body temperature. So we're going to put that there for a second. And then we're just going to chit chat and let that warm up just a titch. Now, the beauty blender that I'm going to be using today is from the actual beauty blender line. And this one is called Once Upon a Blend. Has this cute little like a holdery thing. And then you got this here. It's kind of like a fairy tale beauty blender. So thought the holder was kind of silly until I've had the holder. And now it's like, it's so nice when you set it down, it doesn't roll around the room. So feel free to check that one out. There is a link to it on my website. All right, so we're going to use the pointy end of that beauty blender now that we're all kind of warmed up just a smidge. And you know what I just realized? My mic is like way over there. Okay, so I hope you've been able to hear me just a little bit. Here we go. All right, so we're going to blend that out. And we want to make sure that we blend it out, but we don't want to like blend so much that we're actually removing the product. You can't even tell you stuck it on there. So just a little bit. Making sure we pay special attention to the inside corner here, that we get that all softened out under the eye. And then for me, I'm going to blend that out onto the top of my cheeks to eliminate that red. There you go. And then we're going to move to our foundation. For me, that's going to be the Lancome Tinty Doll. This is in shade 225, which is a neutral. And we are going to, love that they added a little SPF in there because now I don't have to worry about it so much. Did change the texture of the product just a little bit, but I have found it to be good. So we're going to just use some partial amounts. We're going to use the wide end of that beauty blender there. And we are literally like that much. And we're just going to work our way around our face. No magic as to what order you do it in, but I kind of like to start in the middle and then work my way around. So either follow me or take your own journey. In makeup, there's very few like wrong ways. because it's so subjective. It all depends on, what look it is that you want. So we're just going to have fun together, hang out, learn a Bible verse, another partial pump. There we go. Okay, and we're just going to blend that right up into that foundation, under the eye, beside the nose, around the nostril. Don't you love that word, nostril? It's so weird. Okay, another partial pump. And we're just going to blend that over to our hairline. We don't really want to go into the line, but we want to go like right up to it. Again, blending up into the eye where we put the concealer, beside the nose, hourglasses. So I try to get my cheeks pretty good right here because every once in a while, my glasses have a tendency to kind of touch on my cheeks there, and I want to make sure that they're covered good. So we're going to do that. We're going to catch along the underside of the chin there, making sure that we blend that out nicely. And then we're going to catch the forehead. So another partial pump here, and just tapping that around and blending that out. Yeah, the Beauty Blender was called Once Upon a Blend. That's correct. The show notes from, I've been using it for a few weeks. So if you go to my website and look at or YouTube either, and look at the show notes, well, actually YouTube doesn't have a link to it. But if you go to the show notes on my website, that actually has a link to it. So you can get straight to the one that I'm using that has that little holder with it. I believe this is, that my store doesn't have them anymore, else I'd invite you to come see me. But you can certainly check on my website for the link for that. And Once Upon a Blend is the name of it. You could type in just Beauty Blender in the search in the upper right as well. That'll get you there too. All right, we're going just barely over the edge of the lips there, so that's all nice and blended out. And again, we want to prevent feathering in or out from our lip products, so we're just going to kind of go around there. Okay. Now that that is all done, we need to set what we just worked on. So I've been using the Hourglass, what is the name of this? Hourglass Veil. It looks like this right here. And then I've been using a triangular beauty blender here. Was a gift. I don't know that I have a link for that one, but have really enjoyed this one. So I'll see if I can't put a link on there for you. Sorry, I didn't do that yet. It may be on there. I don't think it is though. So this, you're going to just tip it upside down, give it a couple of taps, and then it auto-magically puts the right amount in that little reservoir for you. So we're just going to take the tip of that beauty blender and we are going to work that around our eye first. That's just going to help catch it before it settles into anything. You're younger, then you probably don't go worry about this so much. If you're older, then you do. All right, so we're just setting that right around that eye area, getting up on that lid just a little bit where we put that concealer. Now we're going to move to the bigger end, and we're just going to tap that into place. Yeah, right. It's more just kind of pressing in. Right. Okay, so the cheek, I guess, does have a little rubbing. But anyways, you're just kind of lightly doing it. And then we're going to catch under the neck. And then our last area is going to be on the top of our forehead. I guess it wouldn't really be on top of the forehead as much as it would be on the forehead. Anyways, right here. I just got told I was in a goofy mood today. Okay, so Now that we have our foundation set, we are going to set this aside. And we are going to move on to our contouring. So we are going to be using, we got a lot of we got pink going on too. So we'll just keep what we got going. Okay, so we are going to start out with our NARS. This is the Laguna 2 Original Bronzing Powder. Like this one because it's kind of a cool warm. So you can really do some great contouring with it as opposed to a bronzer, which is more just like warming up the face. So I am using an IT Cosmetic brush, actually a foundation brush, but hang on. We're going to use this side for the bronzer and this side for the highlighter. So we're going to start out with the flat side of the bronzing brush to begin. And I'm just going to make sure, I don't want too much of it getting into my hairline here. If you use one of those like holder hairs, what do you call them, spa headbands or something like that, then you're probably good. Those things kind of make me hot and all that. So anyways, I'm just gonna put my hand here, make sure it doesn't get into my hairline too much. We're gonna go right above where the small of my cheek is here, and then up the side near that hairline. And then just kind of soften the edge of that there. Again, on the flat side of the brush, do the same thing on the other side. There we go. Still the flat side of the brush. Right up into that hairline here. Coming down just a smidge. Just blend that out. Now we're going to switch to the edge of it here. I'm going to start out with it on the edge. Work along your jawline. Flat edge, other side. Same flat edge. This time we're going to chisel out our nose. There we go. We are now going to switch to our highlighter. I am using the MAC. This is the Double Gleam Extra Dimension Skin Finish. And we're going to use the round part of this brush. So just kind of swirl that around the outside edge. We're going to hit the top of the cheek and right beside the brow bone here. And down the center, making sure we pay special attention to that Cupid's bow there. We're going to change brushes and we're going to move to a blush brush. This one is a MAC 113 or so. This is an older brush, so not really sure what its current number would be. We are using the Juvia's Place. This is the Blushed Volume 4. And given what we're doing today, I'm going to be living in this top one here. I know, fairly intense. They're very pigmented, so be careful. You're literally just going to go tap, tap. You got plenty. Okay, so tap, tap. We're going to work between the bronzer and the highlighter here, and then up between the two on the temple. You probably don't even need to put any on your brush at all. Then we're going to go up on the forehead here, bring it down just a little in the center, on the tip of the nose, chin, just a smidge. We're just trying to blend the color out a little, not actually add any color. Okay. So at this point, it is time for us to say our verse together. So let me get over here. There we go. Let's let it roll around on our ticker here so that you can say it with me. A little bit of a long section, so it may take just a second, but here we go. It's coming around now. All right, you ready? Here we go. If you don't know what you're doing, pray to the Father. He loves to help. You'll get his help and won't be condescended to when you ask for it. Ask boldly, believingly, without a second thought. People who worry their prayers are like wind-whipped waves. Don't think you're going to get anything Let's see how we doing over here. Wind, waves. Okay, don't think you're going to get anything from the master that way. Adrift at sea, keeping all your options open. And that's James 1, 5-8. So I just love the way that the message just speaks so plainly and boldly to us, don't you? Exactly. That's why we're memorizing that translation. So it's completely applicable. You can totally get it. And we're just going to learn all this together. So today, like I said, we're going to be doing the Warrior 3 palette. So we are going to need kind of a corally, orangey pink, some kind of lip color going on. So we are going to start out with the Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Lip Pencil. This is in the shade Bang, which is kind of a nice orange color. Let me get a little bit better of a tip on there. Okay. And we're going to start here in the Cupid's bow. And then we're going to work our way out, kind of rounding out to the outside corner. There you go. Other side. Okay. And I personally don't like overlining. I have been given good lips from God, though. So if you feel like you suffer from smaller lips, or maybe your top lip is smaller, please feel free to overline ever so slightly so that you can get a little bit of a fuller lip. Definitely, feel free to do that. Just depends on the shape of your lip, what you got. Also, it might help you to get a little bit better Cupid's bow. If you don't have, a great shape to your Cupid's bow, give yourself one. All right, now we're going to go from kind of the center to the outside corners. Take a step back, look at your lips, make sure you like it, that it's evenly, on both sides. You're happy with it. We're going to come just a little smidge to the inside with a little bit lighter pressure just to fill in. It's going to do a couple things for us. First thing is it's going to help your lipstick to stay in place a little bit better, but the lip liner wears a little bit longer than the lipstick, so it will help your lipstick to wear a little bit longer. It also softens the edge so you don't get like a line. All right, so MAC has reformulated their MAC lipsticks. These are now called Maximal Matte Lipstick, have a little bit of hydration in them. Love this one. This one here is called Correlation. And just kind of a nice, pleasant, kind of coral color. You'll see now on the side of the lipstick. Can you see that in there? It's got the etching of the MAC. There you go. And then also on here on the wedding band, you'll see it's got the MAC symbol too. So you can tell if you've got, a newer formulation or an older. Other thing is that the silver here, or chrome, is very shiny. In the previous matte lipsticks, the chrome was a little kind of satiny. So this way you can tell, I believe the bullet's also a little bit bigger. So this way you can kind of tell the difference between an older of the MAC and a newer of the MAC. So as you can tell, this is my first time to wear this new one. So I am super excited to see how it performs compared to the last and how it does as far as hydration compared to the previous version, as that's one of the things that they're touting with these new ones. So super excited to give this a test go. So we're going to start out using the point that's on here and work out our Cupid's bow area. Well, I can definitely tell you it slides on a little easier. Nice. All right, now let's catch that bottom lip. That is such a pretty color. Yeah, good choice, good choice. Wait till you see the eye colors we're going to be playing with today, and then you'll see why I'm so excited about that particular lipstick color. Okay, so that is super beautiful. All right, so like I said, for today, we are going to be playing with the Warrior 3 palette. So we're going to start a little different than normal because we're going to be using a white accent on the inside of the eye. So we're going to be using the Jumbo Eye Pencil Crayon from NYX. And this is in the shade, what's this one called? I think Cottage Cheese. Yeah, Cottage Cheese. So it's got just a little slight of a shimmer to it. In my experience, these have a tendency to not work quite so well over eyeshadow. So we're going to try this a little different. We are going to try by actually putting it on first. And let's see if this is a good plan or not such a good plan. So this is going to be on the inside edge of the eye. And we're going to work it right into the corner there. About that far. Okay. I think these crayons are such a brilliant idea because you can like precisely get things. I'm just not sure they quite have the texture all the way right. All right. So we're going to start out with this, and now we're going to work the rest of it. And we'll just blend right up to it. Okay. So we're going to set that eye pencil aside, and we are going to grab our nudes, and we're just going to be using a little bit of color up on the brow bone, just so we have a little bit of a base. So I'm just going to use, I think I'm going to do this little gold one right here. And we're just going to use that a little bit up on the brow bone so that we have a little bit of color here as we blend up. So literally, you're just putting a little like brush width of it right up there on that brow bone. And just work that right up into that brow. All right. So, Warrior 3 palette, here we come. Super excited about that. Okay, so here's the colors that we're going to be living in today. We are going to be living in this one here, and then this one here, and then this one here. So we are going to start out in the Nzinga, which is the yellow. So you are going to grab just a traditional all over shadow brush. We're going to be using that, but we're only going to load like one side because we're only going to do just a little bit of the inside edge here. So get you some of that Nzinga on the brush. We're going to go right beside the yellow one here. And we're just going to fill that in right there. About halfway across the eye. And we're going to go up to just about there. When you look forward, you don't want to be able to see it. The next color we put on, so we're going to go just right up to where that vision line is. And I'm already not liking that NYX pencil. We can fix that in a minute. All right, we are going to grab, now this may be a little bit unusual, but just hang with me here. We are going to grab an eyeliner brush, and then we're also going to grab another all over shadow brush. So we need an all over shadow brush, and then we need an eyeliner brush. We're going to start out with the eyeliner brush. I'm not sure what state you're living in, but in Texas here, we got a ridiculous high pollen count, and so my eyes are watering. So we're going to start out with the eyeliner brush here, and we're going to go, well, let's see what the color pink is called. The pink is called Fenty. So we're going to be right here in the pink. You're going to take that eyeliner brush, and you're just going to get it on the very edge of that. And we are going to work from the inside edge here And we're just going to swoop that across over to the other side. Just give ourselves a nice curved line there. And then we'll go in and fix the rest of that here in a minute. We just want a nice line. Okay, same thing on the other side. Coming in, swooping around. And when you look straight ahead, you want to see that just peeking over your lid line there. So you can just barely see that pink. That's exactly where we want it. All right, now that we've got a nice edge to work with there, and actually, now that I'm looking at it, I think that was actually a brow brush, but whatever. It had a nice pointy end on it. Okay, we're gonna take the all over shadow brush, and we're just gonna load one side of it again. We're gonna work from the outside corner to where the yellow was, and up to where that pink line is that we just drew. And just kind of go over the area where the two of those are so that they're blending together. Do that same thing on the other side. And again, you're going about halfway with this one. Let me just go a little bit further on this side. Okay. Now we're going to take the brush that we were using, and we're going to take the very tip edge of it there, and we're just going to glide that edge a little bit into that pink shadow and just soften the top edge of the line, that beautiful line we just created. Yes, that is true. If you don't trust yourself, you can also use a smudger. That'll work too. I feel like there's a little bit more control with this than with the smudger, but if you feel more comfortable with the smudger, yes, absolutely, you can use a smudger for this. So we're just going to the top of that line that we just did. We're not touching the underneath of it at all. And then let's just go over the bottom area a little bit more. Okay, you feel like you mess up your line at all? You can just take this and go back over it. Yeah, we're definitely gonna have to fix that white. You can see it already separating, crinkling up, and looking gross over there. Don't worry, we'll fix it. All right, so now we are going to grab so this is gonna be either wipe off one of the all over shadow brushes that you have or grab you another one. I always have 3 of the same all over shadow brushes just because I use this one like all the time. So it just makes it super easy. So now we're going to dip into the Jarawa, this one right here, that beautiful orange color. And we're going to kind of just use sort of the top edge, but a little bit in here. So right there on that top part, we're just going to get a little tiny bit of shadow on there. You can see like just right there. And we are going to blend out. So we're going to put that kind of right on the top of that pink edge that we just did right there. So we don't want to overload, but we do want to be able to see it. Just like that. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Now that's a pretty powerful orange. So I tell you what we're going to do. We're going to go back to that pink brush, And we're just going to blend out that pink on the top of that orange just to kind of soften that orange ever so slightly. There we go. The brush that we started with the nudes, we're going to take the same brush and just give it a couple of taps in the yellow, like literally just tap, tap. And we're just going to blend out that orange with that yellow right into that nude that we started out with. We just want to give it a slight little yellow tint to it. All right. And we shouldn't have any fallout at this point because these do pretty good. But, just go ahead and give you a sweep with your duster brush and make sure that everything is good. Now, how are we going to fix this white? So thinking off the top of my head, the whitest white I believe I have right now is from a MAC palette that we used a couple of weeks ago. So I'm going to roll over and grab that MAC palette. And let me check, but I'm pretty sure. Yes, it was this one here. Okay, so this one is called the Connect in Color. We've already used this one recently, so you should already have this one. This one has a beautiful white right here. So while we didn't have such great success with that white, I mean, it looks good from a distance, but look at it from close up. You see the crinkling happening? Yeah, that's a no. So let's take... This is a Real Techniques brush. Let's take this little smudgery guy that we've got, and we're just going to get a little bit of white in there, and let's see if we can fix what is happening here. Okay, yeah, better. So I will edit the show notes and include this in there. So to make sure that we're blending this nice, I'm actually going to over the yellow just a little bit. Let's make sure we keep that line clean for that pink right there. And then let's go back and let's fix it. So we're going to start out with the pink. Oop, not from the MAC one, from the Warrior 3. We're going to take that liner brush again. We're just going to clean up that right there. And then we're going to clean up this side over here. Nice. Then we're going to take our yellow brush that we were using. Just get a smidge of yellow and just make sure you've got a nice blend between the two of those here. Because I want to see more of the yellow than I want to see of the white. Okay. So much better. All right. So we're going to add a little bit of eyeliner, and then we're going to do the shadow on the under part of the eye here. You can already see how nice and blended all of that looks. That's just, oh my gosh, beautiful colors, beautiful colors. Okay, so we are going to switch gears for our liner just a little bit. This is the NYX retractable eyeliner, and this is in the shade Black. And we are going to line from the outside corner about to the middle. There you go. Outside corner, out to the middle. And then the same on the bottom. Just kind of a nice thin line there. Okay. Now we're going to take our liner brush that we've been using, or you know what, let me grab this other one over here. So if you got another liner brush, go ahead and do that. And we're going to, this one's actually a liner brush, it's not a brow brush. Okay, so this one is a MAC, I think 263, 283, something like that. So we're going to go back to our Juvia's Place Warrior 3 palette. We already have the white going on down there like we like. So we are going to take that and we're going to go into the pink, which is called Fonty, right there. And we're going to take Fonty, go from the outside edge all the way to meet the white. So just kind of a nice little pink. And just right to where the pink meets the white. And we're going to make sure that that's coming up and connecting to the upper part of the lid there. And again, making sure that that wraps around to the upper part of the lid. Okay, so you don't really need to wipe your brush off or anything like that. We're going to take that same liner brush, and now we're going to go into the orange, which is the Jawa, this one right here. And we're going to go just under and about only to where the middle is. From the outside edge, meeting the orange over here. And meeting the orange over here. All right. And now I'm actually going to take the shadow brush that we were using, and we're just going to use the tip of that now. And we're going to work that back into the yellow, what's that called? Nzinga, this one right here. And we're just going to use the edge of it. So we've got the yellow kind of wrapping around here, right? So we're going to take it and we're just going to blend it right under here. Kind of bring that yellow out. What you think? Came out pretty nice, huh? All right, so we're gonna now add that eyeliner so we can put on our lashes here. So I'm gonna be using the Too Faced Better Than Sex liner. We're just gonna give a nice thin line from the outside corner to the inside corner. And this is just going to help us when we put the lashes on. If there's any kind of a gap between the lash line and your eyelid, it will totally cover and reduce the look of that. So outside edge, all the way to the inside. Ooh. There you go. Same thing on the other side. Well, maybe not the part. There you go. Just a nice clean line. And you can see now we've got the upper and the lower happening. The colors are just blended out beautiful. When we add those lashes in there, you can see the white's a little bit stark right now. When we add the lashes in there, that's going to kind of minimize and pull that back just a little bit. Even when we put the mascara on, you're going to see that. So, but what's the one thing that we have forgot so far? We don't have any brows yet. So let's work on our brows. So whatever brow product it is that you're using, if you've got, normal colored hair, feel free to use that. Anastasia, Benefit, whatever it is you have going on there. If you ever need help with your brows, you don't like the shape, you need to know what brow product to use. Maybe you want to get a lamination so that your brow hairs stay where they're supposed to be. It's kind of like a perm for your brows. Or you like tinting. I love a good tinting. Tinting helps you to not have to use so much brow product and your hair actually becomes a little bit more visible. When my hair is pink though, and I'm using this, it's not a thing. Okay, so I am using the Jumbo Eye Pencil Crayon in the color Cupcake. This is from NYX. If I can get the lid off, there we go. And this is going to be my brow product for today. When you have fashion colored hair, sometimes you have to be a little, creative with how you're going to do your brows, because I like the brows to match my hair. Have used a colored mascara before. Amazon has lots of different brands that have a wide range of colored mascaras, and that works well as long as you make sure that you don't touch your skin with that brush because it gets a little kind of wonky looking. But that's pretty fun. If you go back to my show notes from season 1, when I had a brighter pink hair, I used one. I don't remember what the brand name was called off the top of my head, but that brand worked really well. Got sprinkled on, jumped in the pool a couple times, didn't bleed, didn't go anywhere. So just be careful of those ones that don't sound like English words. All right, so we're going to go here. And we're going to blend that all the way down. Gonna bring my brow in just a smidge. There you go. Trying to get that brow even. This one needs to come over just a little bit. Okay, they look about even there. And now we're gonna add some mascara on, and then we're gonna put our lashes. So love how this lipstick blends with the pinks and the oranges going on. Super pretty. All right, so we're going to start out with our lash curler. This is the Tweezerman Onyx Great Grip Eyelash Curler. And things I love about this curler. The little grippy things on there keep that lash curler from kind of cutting into your fingers. Also, the rubber piece that's on here, I have had a difficult time in pinching my eyelid, which is a great thing because you don't want to pinch your eyelid. So we're going to set that lash curler on. We're going to find that super sweet spot. When you pinch it down, you do not want it pinching your lid at all. So find that sweet spot. Oh, let me get the verse over here. Hold on. Because we're going to say the verse together while we are curling. There we go. And I need to be able to see you over here and see where it rolled around. So find that sweet spot. And then we're going to say that verse together. So we're just waiting for it to come and scroll around. All right. Almost there. Almost there. And okay, master. Okay, we are almost there now. Keeping all your options. Okay, here we go. And there we go. So get that gripper ready. And here we go. Get ready, crimp. If you don't know what you're doing, pray to the Father. He loves to help. You'll get his help and won't be condescended to when you ask for it. Ask boldly, believingly, without a second thought. People who worry their prayers are like wind-whipped waves. Don't think you're going to get anything from the master that way. Adrift at sea, keeping all your options open. James 1, 5-8. Same thing on the other side. Oh, I was talking a little fast. I'm sorry. Okay, we're going to wait till that rolls around, then we'll catch the one on the other side. Options open. Okay, here we go. And find that sweet spot. Ready and go. If you don't know what you're doing, pray to the Father. He loves to help. You'll get his help, and you won't be condescended to when you ask for it. Ask boldly, believingly, without a second thought. People who worry their prayers are like wind-whipped waves. Don't think you're going to get anything from the master that way. Adrift at sea, keeping your options open. James 1, 5-8. Okay. So I feel like that was a little bit long for a lash curl, but you know what? You got a great curl now. Okay, so if you're like me, grab your little magnifying mirror, and we're just going to get one coat on those top lashes there so we can put our lashes on. And today I'm going to be using the Zaria because you know how much I love that one. Kind of a natural plus kind of lash, making sure we're covering all the lashes with the mascara. And then same thing on the other side. And make sure we get those little fine hairs on the inside and the outside edge. Yeah, the tip does great. That's a great question. The tip does great for catching those like little inside areas. You can do that, or you can grab a tightline mascara. There's a great one from It Cosmetics if you want to do that. There's also, I believe, Clinique also has a nice tightline. I don't think they call it tightline though, but it's a little teeny brush, and that works great for catching the bottom lashes, or also catching those tiny inside lashes and that tightline right where your lash meets the skin of your eyelid. Okay, so now we're going to do the bottom lashes. We're going to get a little bit better coverage with this one because you're not getting false lashes down there. I mean, you can put them down there. We're just not doing that. I've seen that look good on a couple of people, and the other people just shouldn't. Okay, and I don't know if I mentioned this or not, but I'm using the Bad Gal Bang mascara. This is the original formulation. It is a black water-resistant formula. They do make a waterproof in it, but I feel like even with as much as my eyes water, I have never had a problem with the original formula. So, use what you want, but I have found that the original works fantastic. And now we're going to catch the bottom lashes on the other side. Oh, there we go. Lashes separating. Thought I was having some sort of a lash gap over here. There we go. Making sure we're brushing up on the underside of those. Okay, got some lash kind of. Oh, look at that. I'll show you how to fix that in a second. I think we've all had that happen at a time or two. You just get to talking or thinking about something else. Your mind drifts off to another world. Next thing you know, you have set your mascara brush on your nose. Not a fun thing. It happens though. So we'll take a look at how you can fix that. Okay. Mascara is all on. So let's go ahead and fix that little thingy I just made. So we've got our beauty blender, which is already damp, which already has a product on it. So we had put our foundation on that end right there, right? So we're just going to tap that right on that spot we just did. We still have a little bit of product left in our powder. So we're just going to tap that on there. And voila, it's like it never happened. Okay, that was an easy fix today. So like I said, we're going to be using the lashes. This is Zaria. This is from Juvia's Place. We got these lashes here. And so you are going to use your velour lash tool to pull the lashes off of the little tray. We're going to start on the outside edge of the lash. And you're just going to grab that right there in the middle and remove the lash off of the tray. I like to set them down in front of me in the order that you're going to be using them. Now, for this particular lash, it's pretty easy to tell which end is which end because it's a little bit of a flare. So a flared lash has a smaller lash on the inside edge, and then it has a longer lash on the outside edge. If your lashes, you always want to do a dry fit. So you're going to hold the lashes up to your eyelid and just make sure if that lash is too long. And if it is too long, then you want to trim a little bit off. And we're going to trim a little bit off from the outside edge here. So the wider edge of the lashes. So now we're going to grab the other lash that I've got on here. Once you've done a few lashes for yourself, you're going to get kind of a feel for different lash makers. Make their lashes, I feel like, different lengths. And so you get a feel for how much you need to trim off of that particular brand's lashes. I know for me, it's like one little cluster hunk off the end of a Juvia's Place lash. But then if I'm doing a lash like from Kiss, it's a little bit bigger because those lashes, for whatever reason, tend to be a little bit longer to me than what I have from the Juvia's Place. So, so I guess that's a little tip for you too. If you have large eyes and you need a little bit longer of a lash, check out the Kiss lashes. Their Masterpiece collection are just absolutely beautiful. Okay, so I was cleaning these off just a little bit. Another thing that I have, here, let me show you this tool. This is a velour lash tool, and this thing works great if you push your lash into the comb and then pull it through the comb. Any extra glue that ended up where it shouldn't be this comb will get it off and preserve the lash from pulling out. So just a little tip for you on that particular thing. It's got a spoolie on one end and it's got the comb on the other end. I have found that particular tool to be in value if you get a little crazy with your glue. Okay, so the glue that I'm going to be using, speaking of glue, I'm going to be using the iLure. This is the 18-hour lash adhesive. And things I like about this one. So we're going to pick up our lash, and actually, let me get that off there. There we go. We're going to pick up our lash in the middle, and then we're going to take that 18-hour glue. It's got like a little paddle in there. We're going to put it right on the edge of the lash. Make sure you cover it evenly, making sure we catch the edge. And then we're going to go one more time, and we're going to catch just the back side of that lash band there. And making sure that we get all the way to the edge of that. I'm going to set that one down. Again, holding that lash in the middle. First, we're going to get on the top side edge. And then we're going to go in and we're going to catch the back edge. Making sure that we're catching both ends of that lash. And you can see I got that little straggler hair, so we're just going to get that off. Recap your lash adhesive. You don't want to leave that uncapped because that will make that dry out faster. And we definitely want to save how long the lash lasts. So while that's drying, let's talk about lash adhesive. If you have any latex allergies, you want to kind of steer clear of a black adhesive. Most of them, not all, but most actually have a little bit of latex in them. Some of the clears do, so just make sure that the adhesive that you pick says latex free, and then you should be good to go. So we have talked enough time. We should have, this one should be ready to go. So you're going to grab the lash that you first put on, and we are going to make sure the small edge is to the inside, and we're going to set that down right in the middle there. Make sure that touches your skin well. And we're going to grab the inside edge and put that down. And then the outside edge. Oh, there you go. Inside edge being just a little bit ornery today. There we go. Right there's where I want you. And then I'm just going to take the tip of that tool and kind of blend those lashes together. I feel like there's a little bit of a gap here, so we're just going to pinch that together, cover that space. There we go. Make sure that we got that well. And it looked like I transferred a little bit of adhesive here. So I'm just going to take that lash tool and pull that off and then wipe that off onto my tissue. So now we're going to take the other lash that we have and we're going to do that same thing on the other side. So we're grabbing that lash in the middle. We're setting it down in the center right there on that lash line. Making good contact. We're going to set that down right there. Outside edge. Oh, I knew I was going to do that at least once today. Dadgummit. There we go. Sorry, my elbow touched the light. There we go. Making sure everything's touching nicely. Looks like we got a little lift here. Let's put that back down. No, I want you to stay right there. Gonna take the edge, work our lashes into the lashes. There you go. Looks like we got a little lift here. Put that bad boy down. Okay, so you can see how the lashes, now you can also take your fingers and just kind of press in a little bit. Just make sure everybody is staying where they were supposed to. Okay, you can see how that kind of tamed down that white on the inside just a little bit because we've got a lot happening there. How much the eye really opened up when we added the lash on. This one is a medium volume. If you're, not as confident or freaked out or whatever about having a little bit longer of a lash, go to the lower volume lashes. There's 4 or 5 different ones in that particular lower volume. The Egypt light is really nice. That has a good flare on it. So if you want something a little bit more subtle, you could try that one. And maybe that would be a little bit more your cup of tea. So we are going to say our verse together one more time, and then we're going to put on our setting spray. Wow, I'm looking in the camera, and that just really came out pretty today. Look at that. So nice. Love the blend, like the yellow pop. Yellow is just a happy color. To me, I just can't look at the color yellow and just not smile. It's a beautiful color. All right, so our verse is just about rolled around. I can feel that my lash adhesive is probably starting to not be white anymore. It's turning to the clear. So it's just about set and ready to go. Okay, here is your verse. Are you ready? If you don't, hold on. If you don't know what you're doing, pray to the Father. He loves to help. You'll get his help and won't be condescended to when you ask for it. Ask boldly, believingly, without a second thought. People who worry their prayers are like wind-whipped waves. Don't you think you're going to get anything from the master that way? Adrift at sea, keeping your options open. James 1, 5-8. Oh, I think I talked faster than the scrolling again. Sorry. Okay, so we'll wait till it rolls around in case you're still saying that verse. Okay, there you go. Now we have all finished together. Okay, so like I said, be looking this next week for an announcement today, tomorrow. Going to be super exciting. Like I said, I hope you love it as much as I have. So you can find a little bit of makeup and a whole lot of Jesus on your favorite podcast platform. We got Apple Podcasts, Podbean, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. You get it. So I just want to say thank you so much for hanging out with me today. So let me send you out with a blessing. We're going to pray together, and then we're going to head out. So until we meet again, my friends. Actually, I'm forgetting to put the verse up there for you. So we're going to get that stopped. There we go. And now we're going to look at that verse on that screen, and let's sing that verse together. Are you ready? Let's say it together. Sing it together. Ready? The Lord bless you and keep you. Make his face shine upon you and be gracious to you. The Lord lift his face toward you and give you peace. I barely got that out. I had something hanging in my throat. Alrighty, so Heavenly Father, I just thank you so much for our time together this morning. What a joy it has been to hang out with each and every one of these beautiful ladies, Father. I just pray that you would help them to remember that beauty on the outside is awesome, but beauty on the inside is what it is all about. So I pray, Father, that you would work with us this week, that you would help us to be diligent about working on scripture memory, that the project I've been working on will come to fruition, and I'll be able to share that with them. I just pray that you would bless each of them as they go out throughout their week and let them know how much I love and appreciate them. In Jesus' name, amen. Well, it has been great to spend. Oh, you know what we didn't do? Let's do this and then we'll say goodbye. We forgot our Urban Decay setting spray. What am I thinking? I've about lost my head. All right, there you go. Now we have finished our look. So it's been great spending some time with you this week. I pray that you have a wonderful week, and I look forward to seeing you on social media this week, and then also on my website, a little bit of makeup and a whole lot of Jesus.com. Until next time, goodbye and God bless.